Hello everyone, welcome to the Homebrew course. I hope you are learning a lot of things through this course. In this part of the course, we will see all the Homebrew commands which Homebrew supports. Before going into the details about all the commands, let's discuss what we have covered till now. So we have understood what is Homebrew, what is the importance of Homebrew for developers, how it made developers' life easy and improved the productivity of developers. We have also understood all the Homebrew terminologies in depth with the practicals. If you have not watched that video, I would suggest you to watch that video first so that you can also learn all the terminologies with the practical examples. We have also understood the installation and uninstallation process for both types of applications, whether it is formula type or the cask type. We have also seen the difference between formula and cask in this course. So let's move forward. Let's go one by one for each of the command. So first one is brew install. Although we have seen this command previously. So this is the command to install any application which is a formula type or which is defined in the formula Ruby files. I'll install the tree application through this command. So brew install tree. So the tree is installed now. So this way you can also install any application through this command. Then if we want to uninstall any application which is a formula type, then we can use brew uninstall this command and we can write the application name. So let's uninstall the tree which we had just installed. So brew uninstall tree. So this is uninstalled now. So this way you can uninstall any application which was installed through brew. Then brew config. So brew config is the command through which you can list down some brew related configurations like the GitHub repository, the version of brew, and all the related things. So let's run this. Let's clear the screen first. Then brew config. Then you can see the brew version is here, the origin where the homebrew is hosted on GitHub, the head of that GitHub repository, then last commit, what was the last commit, and all these things related to GitHub. Then this is the prefix for homebrew because it uses the Ruby file, so the Ruby version is here and all these things. So this is the CLT command line tool which is required for homebrew to work properly. So all these things you can find it in the output of brew config command. So let's move to the next command which is brew search. So let's run this. So this is the command to search any application whether it is present on homebrew or not, whether you can install that application through homebrew or not. So you can use brew search command. So it searches for both of the application, the formula and the cask. So let's search for Firefox. So I'll do brew search then Firefox. So as you can see, it is listing the formula section and the cask section. So because the Firefox is a cask type of application, it is defined in the cask Ruby files. So it is coming in the cask section. But if you want to search only in the cask section, then you can use the brew search hyphen hyphen cask command. So if I run this command for the Firefox itself, so brew search hyphen hyphen cask then Firefox, so it will not list down the formula section now, it is just listing down the cask section. So through this we can search for any application. Even let's say if we do not want to enter entire name of the application and we search like this, then also it will give the results according to the partial search. Okay, then brew install cask. So this is the command to install any cask type of application. So let's install this Firefox itself, which is a cask type of application. Let me clear the screen first. Then brew install then hyphen hyphen cask and Firefox. So this will install Firefox in my system as we have already covered in the previous videos, the Firefox will not be installed in the seller location. It will be installed slash applications folder. Here it is also written here. So this is also installed. Next command is brew uninstall hyphen hyphen cask and the application name. So here let's uninstall this Firefox itself, which we have just installed. So brew uninstall hyphen hyphen cask, then Firefox. So this is uninstalled now. So one more catch here is that we have seen how we can install a formula type of application and how we can install the cask type of application. Although in the latest version of Homebrew, it is pretty much smart that it detects automatically whether it is a cask type, so it runs this command. So if I skip the cask option for Firefox, then also Firefox will be installed. So brew install, then Firefox. If I do this, then also the Firefox will be installed. So as you can see, it is saying installing cask Firefox. So it has already detected that the Firefox is of type cask and it has installed successfully. We have seen this particular command already. Then brew list, so it will list down all the applications which we have installed through Homebrew. So let's see this command in action. So if I do brew list, so you can see it is listing down formula type and the cask type, both type of application, and these are the applications which are installed through Homebrew, and these are the cask which are installed through Homebrew. So the list where you will get in the formula section, so this list will be same what is present in the seller folder. I'll show in that as well. So if I list down the content inside opt homebrew then seller, so you can see both the content is same because Homebrew installs all the formula types of applications inside this particular path. Okay, let's move forward. Then brew list hyphen hyphen version. So through this command, it lists down all the applications with the version for each application. So let's do this in practical. So brew list hyphen hyphen version. So you can see all the applications which we have just seen above are listed down again, but with the version numbers. Let me clear this screen. Then the next command is brew list hyphen hyphen cask. So this will list down only the cask type of application. I have already installed only two applications, Atom and Firefox. So these are listed now. The next command is brew list hyphen hyphen cask hyphen hyphen version. So if I want to print the version also for these cask applications, so I can do this like this. So it is printing the version also along with the name of that application. Then brew home and that particular app name. So it opens the home page for that application. So for example, if we want to open the home page for Firefox, so if I type this brew home Firefox, then it will open the Firefox home page. So like this we can open the home page for any application. Then brew doctor, so this is the command which we can run if we are facing any issue regarding Homebrew. So it will auto detect any issue and it will show us in the output. Currently it is just giving me one warning, so it is just a warning, not an error. And it is also saying that the warnings are just here to help the Homebrew maintainers for the debugging purpose. If we are not facing any issue any major issue with the homebrew, so we do not need to worry about that. We can ignore that. Okay. Then the next command is brew update. So before discussing this command, I would like to discuss about this brew tab commands so that it will be more easier to understand this. So let's discuss the brew tab first. So if I run the brew tab, so it will list down all the GitHub repositories which are cloned in my current local system. So if you see, these are the three GitHub repositories which are currently present in my local system. So if I want to add any new repository in my system, so I can do just brew tab and elastic tab. So if I run brew tab, so elastic tab is new repository which I want to add in my local. So it is cloning the new repository at this place. So if I go to this particular place till here, so if I go to this place, so you can see all the GitHub repositories which are cloned in my local system, so that would be listed here. Okay, great. So if I want to remove any GitHub repository, so I can do so by running brew untap and that particular repository name. So let's remove this repository. So it is untapped now. So if I do ls again, so you can see that particular folder is gone. The elastic is not available now. Okay, so you have seen that in this particular place all the repositories are cloned. So let's come back to our update command. So let's suppose I have cloned some repository today, but there are some new changes which are pushed to that GitHub repository, but Homebrew will not update that in my local automatically. So if I want to update that GitHub repository, or if I want to sync that repository to the remote repository, so I can run the brew update command. This is for that. And brew upgrade command is to update the installed applications. So I have installed these many applications currently. So if I want to upgrade, let's suppose there is some new versions have come up for any of the applications or some of the applications. If I want to upgrade all the applications which I have installed in my system, so I can do that by brew upgrade command. Let's say if I want to upgrade only one application, then I can use brew upgrade and that application name. So through this I can upgrade the one application only. Then brew outdated, so it will list down all the applications or packages which are upgradable, means that are not up to the current version, current latest version. So if I do brew outdated, so these are some of the packages it is saying that these are required to be upgraded. So next is brew cleanup. So let's suppose I have old version and the new version installed for some application. So Homebrew doesn't remove automatically the old version of the application. So we need to remove that explicitly. So if I want to remove any particular application's old version, so I can do this like brew cleanup and that application name. But if I want to do cleanup for all the applications, then I can just run brew cleanup and it will delete all the old versions for all the applications. Okay, so that's all for the command section. What we will learn next in this series of Homebrew, so we will understand the symbolic links in the context of Homebrew. So I'll bring up a separate dedicated video for this. Then we will see the different Homebrew behavior for Intel and silicon based Mac system. So you would have seen a lot of time that I am using the OPT Homebrew here for each and everything, but in your system it can be the user slash local. So that is because of the difference between the silicon and Intel based Mac systems. So we'll see the different behavior of Homebrew for that. And that's all for this video. I'll see you in the next video. If you have learned anything new through this video, please consider subscribing this channel.